Hey guys, welcome to this month's podcast. I'm Ty.
I'm Drew.
I'm Jayden.
And today we're going to be talking about March Madness.
Thank you guys for tuning in. A special thanks to our sponsor, Silver Sky Woodworking, for their support of our channel. Without them, it would be impossible to record this. If any of our listeners need custom furniture, accent walls, cutting boards, custom cabinets, they should head over to ViridianNews.org and click the link for Silver Sky. And we're always looking for new sponsors, so let us know on ViridianNews.org if you would like to be a part of our work and reach our audience with us.
Alright, before we get to the questions, let me ask you guys what you think about March Madness, its first couple rounds.
I think it's been pretty entertaining. There have been a couple blowouts, but there have been a really few good games that are really entertaining to watch, and I feel like this can be one of the best March Madnesses we've seen in a while.
It's been surprising. You have an Ivy League team, Yale, beating Auburn.
We got Oakland's big upset over Kentucky and Jack Golke.
And, Florida lost too. SEC's not looking pretty good.
Hey, but Georgia's making it in the NIT. That's all that matters.
Alright, so first question. Who is your prediction to win it all?
Give me the Tennessee Volunteers with Dalton Connect.
Right now, UConn is looking unstoppable. They've blown out two teams, and they've done it in dominant fashion, but don't count out Purdue. Just give me UConn.
UConn, I don't think they're going to win. I don't feel like they've been tested. I feel like when they're tested, they'll lose.
They blew out number 4 Marquette a couple weeks ago. They beat them in the Big East tournament. They've done all they have to do. What else do they have to prove?
Winning the ship.
Watch him. Stephon Castle, he's going to pop off.
Alright, question 2. Who will be the biggest upset of the round of 16?
I feel like this one's a pretty easy one. NC State is going to beat Marquette with the power of their big man who likes to play bully ball. I don't think Marquette can keep up with him.
DJ Cheeseburger Burns, he's pretty good. But the biggest upset I've got is San Diego State over UConn. UConn will fall.
No, they will not. Fall. No, they will not. You're delusional.
Question 3. Who has the best roster to win it all?
The best roster?
Yeah.
I feel like there are a couple teams who have solid rosters.
Tennessee.
Stop.
Dalton Connect. They got that big center.
Well, if
very
we're talking about... Okay, give me UConn. They have very good bench depth. They have a 7-2 guy who can match up with Edie. They have all this firepower. UConn is definitely the best roster right now. Tennessee really has no... They only have Dalton Connect and that big man.
Dalton Connect is still Dalton Connect.
Yeah, well, Zach Edey is still Zach Edey. They're going to steamroll him.
Question 4. Who will disappoint a lot of people?
Tennessee.
UConn.
Tennessee. It's Tennessee.
It's UConn.
Doesn't matter what sport, they always choke. It is Tennessee.
You're not going back-to-back in March Madness. It's not happening.
You're not going past the round of Sweet 16 when you're Tennessee.
I do agree with Drew that Tennessee chokes a lot as a Tennessee fan, but I'm still hoping that they can clutch it up and win it all. All right. Question 5. What are your thoughts on Oakland?
Oh my God!
Jack
There is so
Golke.
much to say.
My.
There's so much to say about Oakland.
Jack, the coach came out with the philosophy that threes, then layups and free throws. He didn't want no twos.
He did it. Look what happened. He beat number 3 Kentucky, and if Golke just hit like 3 or 4 more shots, they would have won. But
yeah.
Can't stop Burns. Apparently, can't stop DJ Cheeseburger Burns.
Question 6. What player will show out this tournament in the Sweet 16?
Easy. Stephon Castle will go for 20+ against San Diego State. Watch, man. You can watch. You can doubt him all you want, but watch.
DJ Cheeseburger Burns will have himself a 30-piece.
A 30-piece. Come on, no.
Mark my words. He will have a 30-piece, 10 rebounds.
You cannot have a 30-piece double.
As a big man.
I know,
incredible.
But he's not doing it. He's not doing a 30-piece double.
Just like that 30-piece McNugget.
I could see Burns going off, but Castle and Newton, no, they're not stopping Castle and Newton.
All right. Question 7. Will Purdue get over the hump?
What hump are we talking about? Are we talking about like winning the Natty or getting past the Sweet 16?
Whichever one you prefer, man.
Yeah, they're going to the Natty, but they're losing. So no.
Okay.
I don't. It's hard because Purdue, they rely everything on Zach Edey. Everything. Like, even if Zach Edey isn't scoring, it's because he gets the ball, everyone crashes in on defense, and he kicks it out for a 3. That's their whole offense.
I know, but
right
he's
there.
only averaged 2 assists this entire season. So I could really see him going up with it either way.
I can see him losing. I really don't think they're going to get over the hump.
I really don't. I think they're going to either lose in the Sweet 16 or lose in the Natty.
What team do you guys think is the most overrated?
It's one of 2 teams. And you know which one. I don't even have to say it. I've talked about it in the entire podcast. Purdue and Tennessee. They are so overrated.
Not Tennessee.
Okay, hold on. I have a question. Are y'all considering round of 64 teams to be overrated as well?
Sure.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Kentucky was overrated.
Kentucky was so bad.
Like, you can't have a team full of freshmen and expect to come out and beat
Exactly.
a team full of seniors.
And half the freshmen are leaving the season.
Yeah.
Coach.
Nope, Cal.
Nope, Coach Cal.
Gosh, I
He
said
might be
wrong.
gone. He might be gone, man.
He's a good coach.
But he can't do it.
But yeah.
All right. Let's go to the opposite then. Which team is the most underrated?
Most underrated team.
When you think of underrated, you think of guys who are like, or teams who are like not on the radar, but they're still there. Perfect team. Marquette or Clemson. They can go. They
Yeah,
both
Clemson is very underrated.
They're very under the radar teams who've beat their opponents very good.
They're dark horses.
I could see them making a Elite 8. I could see them beating
Very easily.
Arizona hasn't looked the best. And NC State, all they got to do is shut down Burns, and they're good.
Do you guys think the firing of Dan Monson was justified, or do you think he should have stayed after attorney appearance?
I mean, if you're getting fired, then it has to be a good reason for it. Just because you made the March Madness doesn't mean you're guaranteed a coaching spot. I mean, I think he should have been fired, but it's hard to tell. Hard to say.
I mean, if I'm Long Beach, I'm trying to hire that guy back in a heartbeat. You're never going to go to the March Madness again.
They could. If they get the right coach and they get a few recruits, then they could.
Like,
I mean, it happened with NC State. Nobody expected them to win the ACC, and they're out here in their Sweet 16.
there's
almost.
a difference. One team has DJ Cheeseburger Burns, the other doesn't.
Well, he was unknown until that ACC tournament.
What is your guys' Final Four prediction?
Honestly, if I'm being honest, I have a team like UConn, a team like Tennessee, and then I feel like Creighton.
Oh, man.
Creighton will go Elite 8.
Creighton's going Elite 8, but they have to beat Tennessee first.
Yeah, that ain't happening. So it's going to be Tennessee, UConn, Marquette, and that Midwest region. I'm not sure.
They got North Carolina, Bama, Clemson, and Zona.
It's going to be Arizona.
All right.
That
This is easy.
They got
for-
some bigs. And
All right, you can stop talking now because this is really easy for me. In the East, give me UConn. West, give me North Carolina. Midwest, give me Purdue. In the South, give me Duke. Duke has looked unstoppable this tournament run. They just blew out James Madison,
they played James Madison in Vermont.
and they beat Wisconsin by a
Vermont.
lot. They beat Wisconsin by double digits almost. I think they could really beat Houston. If they beat Houston, they're in the Final Four. They're not matching up with either Marquette or NC State. Blowing them both out. What about you, Ty?
My Final Four predictions are Tennessee, UConn, Houston, and Purdue.
3-1 seeds.
I can see it. I mean, they looked very good, but
I could see each of those teams being in it, but then I just don't see 3-1 seeds.
yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
What is the highest seed that will advance the furthest?
UConn, number 1, winning it all. Easy. UConn and Purdue, number 1 and number 1. Come on, Jayden. You know you want to admit it. You know it's going to be a 1 seed. And you know which 1 seed it's going to be.
Maybe UConn.
The only...
It's not me, UConn. Give me Tennessee Volunteers at number 2.
Stop.
Who will be the most underperforming player?
Mark Sears is going to underperform very heavily versus North Carolina. I feel like R.J. Davis is going to lock him up, so Mark Sears.
Armando Bacot will underperform for North Carolina.
Against Bama's small team?
He's gonna
averaging
be gassed getting up and down the court.
No, because North Carolina knows how to move the ball at a tempo pace.
Things are gonna change.
Not
Things
that
will
much.
change.
No, okay. Whatever.
Have they happened before? Has it happened before?
It has.
It has.
But has changes happened before? It has.
Do you guys think Kansas is overrated?
This is kind of hard. Because they lost one of their star players, and they barely beat Samford. But I feel like with their star player who was injured, they could blow out Samford. They could probably make a Sweet 16 run.
Yeah, but I don't see him going far.
I mean, they held it in with Gonzaga, and then they just fell apart.
Yeah.
I mean, getting outscored by that much in the second half, it's very, very bad. I mean, 46-24 in the second half, you can't be doing that.
Next question. Will this be a more entertaining March Madness than last year's?
So far, absolutely not. I still vividly remember watching Marquise Noel light up Michigan State for a 2020 game. No, I really don't.
I think it might be. You already have the Doug Eder of this year. I mean, Oakland, crazy run, even if it was only one game. And then you have all of these teams are good. I feel like all of these teams have a chance.
Yeah, it's really
So it's going to make it good.
Yeah.
Last question of today's episode. Is Tom Izzo okay with only a 2-round exit?
I mean,
I think so.
in his post-game interview, I think he said that he was going to be dedicated to making it past this round. But they have looked awful the last couple of years.
I think he'll give it one more season. He's going to have one more year.
I think he'll have 2 or 3 more, and then he might retire or get fired. I think he's got the boot.
All right, surprise follow-up question. Should they keep him or should they not keep him?
They should keep him for at least one more season. If they don't make March Madness next year, he got to go.
Yeah, it's do or die on if he makes it past the first round next year.
Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. And next episode, tune in for a recap of some sports news.
Make sure to also check out our other podcast from last month.
Also, be sure to check out some more March Madness games on March 28th. And be sure to check out the final a little bit later.
So you can keep engaged with the podcast and stay tuned for our conversations.
Thank you guys for listening. Stay classy, Walnut Grove.